And welcome to the Administrator application of CalTrap. In this session, we are working with users, how to manage accounts for people to log in and use CalTrap in your county. It's important to understand how CalTrap user access is granted. It's got a few steps, so we'll review it here in the video, and you will also receive written instructions. First, each staff member must request an ArcGIS account. This is because CalTrap was developed on the ArcGIS platform, and an account license is required for each individual user. Once the ArcGIS account is established, the user must request access to CalTrap in a specific county or counties. Then, you as an administrator will grant or deny each request in your county. So let's dig into that. To start the process, the CalTrap team will publish a link where your staff can fill out a form and request an ArcGIS account. Each person must have access to an individual email account in order to get an ArcGIS account. The email can be in their own name or a generically named email such as inspector1 at your county's email domain. What really matters is that no two CalTrap users can share the same email account. After your staff member has requested their ArcGIS account, their request is reviewed by the CalTrap team and an ArcGIS account is created for them. The staff member receives an email with their new ArcGIS user ID along with instructions for setting up their security questions. From there are two ways your staff member can request access to your county's CalTrap. Let's look at the first way. The staff member logs into your county's CalTrap URL for the first time. CalTrap recognizes that this is a new user and presents a form for the user to request access to the rest of the CalTrap functions. And that's the form we're seeing here. At this point, they can't get any further than submitting this form. So let's go ahead and submit the form. Notice that the user ID and email are already filled in. The staff member requests a role and the station they want to be assigned to. And they send the request. After a confirmation, they are notified that their permission request is pending. And their permission request is then added to the queue that you will see when you log in as an administrator. At this point, the staff member does not have access to your CalTrap yet. It still needs to be granted. So let's take a look at the view you have when you log in as an administrator. And here's the view. Click on Manage Users under the Assignment tab. You'll see that you can add a user, approve permissions in the queue, modify, and remove users. Let's take a look at Approve Permissions. And we'll see that the staff member that just requested access is waiting for you to approve that. So we'll click on that staff member, review what they have entered, and either approve or reject. We will approve, and CalTrap confirms. Let's take a look at the second way that your staff member can request access to your county's CalTrap, and that is simply for them to communicate their ArcGIS user ID to you, and you will use the Add User function to create their access. We'll click on Add User, and here under the User ID box, you will type in the user ID that your staff member gave you, which represents the ArcGIS user ID. Their first name, last name, employee ID, and email. Then you select their role and assign them to a station. And click Save. We're going to cancel out for this demo. And we'll take a look at modifying a user. This is a list of all the users in this county. You can use the search box or scroll and select an individual user. Let's select the user that we just approved. And we're going to update their employee ID number. Note that you cannot update their user ID or their email because they're already associated with ArcGIS. We'll click Save to modify, and CalTrap confirms. To remove a user's access, click on Remove User. Find the user that you want to remove. Select that user and confirm. A few more notes about users. A user with an ArcGIS account can request access to any county if they have the URL, including more than one county, and you are the control point for your county. Also, you cannot modify your own user account in CalTrap. If you need assistance with your own account, contact the CalTrap Help Desk. This wraps up our work with users. Please be sure to check out our other videos and a downloadable user guide at caltrap-info.com. Thanks for watching.